Days are counting down to your retirement on Saturday. How are you feeling about your decision, and how long have you been thinking about it?
I feel alright about it, to be honest. I think in terms of the length of time, probably since maybe the start of the year, or even going to Kendal, I think, that making a shift then, and then looking to go and play there, and then really I think when the opportunity came up to come back to Lancaster, it was kind of around the time where I'd been thinking about it being the last season, and kind of a change in personal circumstances just kind of facilitated that bit and just made me think, right, well, if it is going to be the last season, then I want to kind of finish it back at Lancaster, my hometown club. So yeah.
Just a few weeks ago you featured in the Lancashire Football Show, where you talked amongst other things about your testicular cancer diagnosis, the journey that you took to return to football, and I hope after all that you felt the much admiration and respect that people have for you.
Yeah, I think it's that's kind of part of the decision as well, really, in terms of retiring to come back and play after I kind of went through all that. I've kind of proved to myself and to other people, I think, as well, in terms of getting back to this level and kind of not just being a kind of a token squad member, but also contributing and playing. So that's certainly been a part of it. And yes, I think in terms of sharing my story, if I can, carry on doing that and help people in terms of raising awareness around testicular cancer and what I've been through, then great.
So one of my favourite memories this season, 2 minutes of individual brilliance from yourself against your former club AFC Fylde.
Yep.
It will be on YouTube shortly for everybody to enjoy. A fantastic moment for you this season.
It was great. I think certainly moments like that have kind of contributed to that feeling of it being the last season. I think part of that overall kind of wanting to finish on my own terms, like I guess in last season or even the past couple of seasons, kind of being in and out of the team and picking up injuries. It has been not as, I've not got as much game time as I would have liked, but certainly kind of coming back in this season and certainly coming back in, post Christmas and in this kind of running, those moments that have been part of this season have just made it feel that bit more special. And certainly against Fylde to get those goals and to that night was just a great night, and to share it with a couple of 𝗙𝙗𝗔, with 𝗙𝗔 as well, who's a great mate who I've known for a long time. It was just a really special night.
Strangely, I spoke to the referee for that game a couple of weeks after that, and he said he nearly sent you off for celebrating in the crowd. He said he already booked you once and was going to do it again. Didn't. So you're all right there. I just want to ask you what your sort of favourite moments and favourite teammates as well. You said there's a lot of experienced players that you've been around for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Some fantastic players.
Absolutely. I think I've been count myself very lucky to not only be part of teams that have gone on to win things, either leagues or cups, or just be part of playoff runnings, but also been in really good dressing rooms, like not only this kind of current dressing room where everybody gets on with everybody. It's a really great group, but kind of going back, when I've been at Chorley, like with 𝗙𝗑𝗓 and a few of the other lads there who I've kind of probably friends for life with now, even going as far back as being at Lancaster the first time, under Tony Hesketh, where 𝗙𝗑𝗓 was there again, and we had some great lads there, Jordan Coddington, Mike Rushton, Neil Marshall as well, part of that team. So yeah, count myself really lucky to be part of some really good squads.
After coming back from your dual registration spell at Kendal, including being trapped on the Isle of Man and starring on Granada News, your role under 𝗙𝗹𝗂𝗏 has kind of evolved to become a sort of trusted lieutenant kind of thing. You're somebody you can call on not only to change the game, but then to see it out if preserve a result. And it's become sort of a vital role for the club in this end of the season. Yeah,
I think I've kind of certainly appreciated having that role. I think if I'm honest, certainly in the second half of my career I have been more of a squad player, just because I've quite versatile, can play in a number of different positions. So, and I think where some players might get frustrated with that, and I've certainly got frustrated at points, but I think being part of good squads and good groups, you're happy to do that role because you're all kind of in it together. So certainly now for this, you know, under the gaffer, for him to kind of recognise that, for me to come back in and like you said, to, you know, be happy to come on in games and in different positions and, you know, contribute to then going on winning the game or closing it out, like you said, that you know, recognising the experience that I've got and that I'm, you know, capable of doing that. So
I have to ask you, what are your plans after retirement?
My plans, well, I'll be spending more time with my two boys, and then I guess as well I've got a lot of different interests really. I think, you know, interested in doing a lot of different kind of activities, fitness wise, cycling, running, all sorts really. So I think, you know, that for some I think there might be that gap where football's everything and that's all they've got, and then when they finish they kind of might be a bit lost. Like I've always kind of been interested in quite a lot of different things, so I see it's kind of a bit of a fresh start for me, you know, to not only kind of do those things more, spend more time with my boys, but also to you know, find new things to be interested in, and I'm sure I'll still be involved in football in one way or another, whether that's kind of in and around the dressing room or in another capacity. Certainly, like I said, in terms of raising awareness around testicular cancer, whether I can be going into clubs or working with different associations on that would be brilliant.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for your career.
That's all right.